You've got to come up with a plan. You know it's not going to remain as a hospital. You've got to come up with another plan to use the buildings, keep the ER room, that's all we want to do. And I think we ought to have a task force, looking into that with ideas.
We are looking into every possible idea, George, and we're not closing our minds to anything.
Well, it used to be a nursing home. And the buildings are so designed that they can be used again as a nursing home. It would be a nursing home with an ER in it, which would be unusual. Second place, these hospitals are kicking out patients that have to go to have some care. Let them go back to the St. Andrews. They have the doctor to help in case they need something. That's the way I see to use it. Because you'll never go back to a hospital. Remember, the Gregories were surgeons. They kept our buildings full because they did the operation. Nobody operates there anymore.
I think that's a good point too. And I did have a question about earlier, just a clarification, Jim. You mentioned that when you talked to the lawyer, you talked about the ultimate goal, and you said that it was the retention of the emergency department. But there were other things that are closing at this April point too. Yeah. And I think a big, I'm hearing that possibly a big issue is also the closing of the skilled nursing beds.
Absolutely. No question.
So I would just maybe include that. I know then you talked about the status quo or what we have now. So.
No, you're right. I wasn't sure what the answer to that question was, so I went with what I knew that I was hearing was the retention in the emergency department.
I think what George is talking about too is if, if we had a group of people who could think pie in the sky, what could we put in those buildings that would make enough money to keep some beds open and an emergency room open, still calling it a hospital, but have maybe a clinic for Lyme disease, or any number of things that are needed, a need that could be met, plastic surgery, any numbers of things that would like to be in pretty little Boothbay Harbor, and that we could kind of tack our emergency room and hospital beds onto and make it financially viable. And I know that doesn't speak to being part of the greater Lincoln County healthcare, it doesn't talk to, being part of any other big thing, but just our own little happy little place down here.
Well, you've got rehab, which is an important part,
Right.
and you've also got there's a word for it which I don't know, but when a person's ready to die,
Hospice.
there's another word. That's it, palliative.
But I think we could put together a work group to look at different ideas.
Just pie in the sky. If we could start all over again, what could we do that would make it pay for itself and be creative? And that's the way great things happen, when you start thinking like that.
But look at the advantages of having rehab there, because people from the Boothbay region go there for rehab and their friends visit them. And the same for the other guys, the dying. I mean, they don't want to have to go to Miles or Portland or someplace. They won't. I mean, the friends.
Helen?
As long as it's kept accredited, you can keep your ambulance.
Right.
But if it's not accredited, you can't. We need something that is going to be accredited for everything.
Yeah.
Then you've got your ambulance. So whatever, if we take it beyond and it doesn't go the way we want it, and they want to do something else, which is a great idea, And, but you gotta remember, it has to be accredited. Okay.
Instead of doing a separate task force, I second your point, I brought it up last week too, that I thought we needed to have a group talk about what is the vision for what we could use and want. But I had assumed that we would be tackling that in the first work group, in Bruce McDonald's one, where we're really talking about what we want a community hospital to be, and maybe also in the Lincoln County planning group. So that's where I was planning to jump in and tackle those.
It'll definitely help create volunteers for your efforts if there's a very ambitious goal too.
There's nothing that's off the table when you're talking about a community hospital. It could be configured in lots of different ways.
Folks, I'd like to take another opportunity to, again, thank each and every one of you for being here tonight. It just is very heartening to me, and I'm sure to everybody else up here, to continue to see the public output, the concern, keep holding us accountable. We are going to do the best we can for you. There's nothing that isn't on the table. We're going to try to find the best solution we can for Boothbay region for your health care. That's what we're shooting for. So thank you guys very much for what you're doing. We appreciate it. I appreciate it.
If there's no one else, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move that we adjourn.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for coming out here tonight.